Hi everybody, it's me, Robin, and I wanted to do a quick little video this afternoon to talk about meditation and that kind of thing. So as you can see, I'm out here in my spot. I was doing some meditating this afternoon, and the reason was, so I had a meeting this morning, and I'll talk about that in a second, but so I ran some errands after that, and then I came home, and Jake decided that he wanted a walk, so we came out here in the woods. And he's right up near me. He is playing with a very, very long stick that I hope to God he does not want to bring in the apartment. And as we were out here, I just decided that it was the right time to take some time for me to sit and just go through some of the feelings that I was going through. So that's one point. Meditation does not have to be scheduled. It does not have to be your morning meditation or your evening meditation, both of which I do. It can be at any moment in time that you're feeling something inside of you. So basically, this morning I had a meeting, and the meeting was a good meeting. It was an amazing meeting, but at the same time, it was a very heavy meeting because we were talking about a lot of really real subjects. We were talking about honesty and acceptance and reality and truth and living your truth no matter what, and accepting the reality that you live in no matter what, and just being where you are and allowing other people to be where they are and what that means. And if you are somebody that has experienced or is experiencing any kind of trauma, any kind of high chaos moment, you know that going through those motions is very taxing. It's very tiring. And for me, somebody who's not living in it at the moment, but who definitely has lived in it in the past, even just going through the memories of it, even just talking about it is emotionally draining. So after I ran my errands and I was taking Jake out for this walk, I decided to sit and just be. Now, here's the other point. Meditation doesn't have to look like anything. So yes, I'm sitting out here in my wonderful spot, but it doesn't mean that I was just sitting in silence doing any kind of a meditation that you would have thought about. Because over the last 24 hours, I have just been obsessed with Disturbed's 2016 Conan O'Brien performance, where they did their cover of The Sound of Silence, which is originally a Simon and Garfunkel song. That song was made popular in the 60s, and it was a protest song by Simon and Garfunkel, where they were basically commenting on their views on how society was going, on their views on how the country was going at that time. As you know, the history of the 60s being embroiled in the chaos that the United States was. And Disturbed's version is a further comment on that view, a further comment on society and how society is still progressing in maybe not the best direction. So you can tell a lot of that by the emotion and the vocals, and if you follow the video, it talks about the idea that humanities and music will end up bringing us together. But so as we're walking through the woods, I'm listening to that song on repeat on that performance. And yes, meditation does not have to be quiet. Sorry for shaking. Meditation does not have to be quiet. It does not have to be isolating. It does not have to be solitary. So for me, just being out here in this beautiful nature, spending time with Jake on the trails next to the woods and the plants, and as you can see, all of the wonderful new spring growth that's coming out, but at the same time listening to this incredibly emotional song and this incredibly charged performance. And if you have not heard that song, no plug, I do love Disturbed anyway, but you have got to check out this performance. It's freaking amazing. But anyway, just being out here and allowing my emotions to process, because I'm a very high level processor of my emotions. I feel things very strongly. When I'm sad to the extreme. When I'm angry to the extreme. So for me, as I'm processing emotions, I'm processing it through a very intense, very driven, very charged song. And that's normal for me. That is not chaotic. So that is my version of meditating. And then after we were walking, we hit my spot, and I said, you know what? I'm going to sit and I'm going to listen to it a couple more times. Loud, very loud, like all the way up as far as my iPhone would go with my earbuds. Please don't get mad at me. I'm probably already ruined my eardrums like 15 years ago. But so yeah, I'm listening to it top volume and just being with this song, with the beauty, with the emotion, with the deepness, with the realness, with the rawness. Because that's what my meeting this morning was about, was being real and raw no matter what. And if you are going through shit, sitting in your shit. And if you see somebody going through their shit, let them sit in their shit. But then hold out your hand when they are ready to get out of their shit. And there's a line in the song, hear my voice that I might teach you, reach my hand or grab my hands that I might reach you. Because that's what we do. That's what we're about in recovery. Hear my voice that I might teach you. Grab my hands that I might reach you. But if you're not reaching back, then that's what it is. That's okay. And that's some very real life experiences that you have to sit in at that moment when you are desperately screaming, trying to teach, when you are desperately leaning and reaching, trying to reach someone, but they're not listening and they're not reaching back. And in that moment, that's when you process, however your processing looks like. For me, it's music. It's out here. It's the beauty of everything around me. But it's also my version. And like I said, it's not going to be your standard meditation. It's not I'm sitting out here listening to some, Buddhist sounds or Buddhist monk chanting or Tibetan sound bowls. Although I did do that yesterday. It's freaking amazing also. But it is whatever I need it to be at that moment. It's whatever I'm obsessed with at that moment. And there's probably a reason that my higher power put that song in front of me and made me want to listen to it for the last 24 hours. Because of that realness and that rawness. So that when I got out of my meeting and I wanted to process my emotions and I wanted to get through it, I had the perfect avenue right in front of me because I've already been listening to it all night last night. So there are no coincidences in this world. There is no happenstance. There are no accidents as far as I'm concerned. Whether it be a song that I haven't heard in years come across my Spotify so that I'm obsessed with it, but that song was my emotional processing today. So the beautiful things are all around you. All you have to do is open yourself to the signs and you'll receive them. And also, however you take your emotional processing, however you take your emotional anything is up to you. Even if it's a 2016 performance of a heavy metal song. So thanks, namaste, and I will see you soon.